Today we're going to look at a set of blueprints for a train station, all designed to work with one another modularly. All of these blueprints will have walkways built in that will correspond with the train station catwalks, so this becomes completely walkable as well. And of course we are designing this with Lumen in mind, as we normally do. So let's take a look at these blueprints in depth. Okay, so I've loaded up the sets of blueprints we have all in a line over here, just to look at individual pieces, and you can kind of get an idea of how they work together. So we have one of the pieces that stays exactly the same is our left side of the train station. Now this will always be opposite of your cargo bays, and your cargo bays will be on the right side here. This is pretty simple. It just has our half pipe sections, some extra foundation to support the rail in the middle, and we have our walkways built in. So nothing too complicated here and very simple, but our right side is a little different. So our right side has to deal with all the logistics coming out of a train station, and as well you have the actual cargo bays which have their own animation. I wanted to make sure that I didn't just cover everything up and try to avoid any clipping in the walls as much as possible, and this is kind of what we ended up coming up with. Both of these blueprints also have 2 floors of walkways technically, just because there is a catwalk and then an open area. To start, we have a logistic room down here, and while there is no actual conveyor hole walls, the conveyors pop out through the wall just a tiny bit, and we'll show this in action in a little bit, so it gives you space for logistics. You then have a clean walkway up top, and the overall form of this is very similar to the other side. This piece though right here is actually the start piece, and it's appropriately named because it just has to fill in a little extra space for the first 2 foundations long for the train station. This will be the actual train station, whereas every bay after this is going to house a cargo bay. We then have the straight line sections for the right side, and so this is going to house the cargo bays, and you see we don't have that start area like we do for the train station. And then the only other major piece we have here is our turn. Now I don't have a junction for this specific blueprint because this blueprint is not designed for a multi-rail size like area. It's really only designed for one rail going one direction. In the future, I'd like to make new variants, a new set of blueprints upgraded later on to be able to house multiple lines of rails, and that way you could actually integrate it into a highway or something like that. But as it stands, this is a tunnel railway for one way track. But we have a turn that goes left, and if you place it the other way, it can go right. So it can go left and right, equally mirrored, basically the same thing. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and look at these in action with a train station real quick. Okay, so I just want to go over a few snapping points for these blueprints because they can be kind of confusing if you don't know the best method. And I want to go over the logistic floor area. So these blueprints are made with the logistic floor in mind, and that's going to be 2 walls down, so 8 meters down. We have our floor here, we go down 2 walls, snap some foundations down at the bottom, and that'll give you that spacing. If you look at the blueprint designer, you can see that they're raised off the ground the same amount, so they're going to snap the easiest if you just make some foundations down below. You can see I can look at the foundation down here and we can snap it just fine. So you're going to want to line it up, and you can always nudge and make sure that it's all lined up. You can place the first left blueprint down. You can go and put these all in a line by using blueprint mode. It's going to snap like this, kind of spaced out. You just have to nudge it in. Sometimes this happens where you try to nudge it one direction and it won't let you. So you just have to remove the schematic, grab it back, and try it again, and it should let you. So you could continue down this way, no issues, and the left side is really easy. The right side, you have to do a few blueprints in order. So the first one we have to do is the right start blueprint, which is going to be this one right here. Now we can also look at the ground for this one and snap it in, which is actually not too hard, not too difficult. So I'm going to do that and go ahead and place it. Now you see the right start again has that platform here, which corresponds with the actual train station and not a cargo bay. The next blueprints we'll be snapping will be the regular right ones. And so we can go to blueprint mode. We can just look at the right blueprint here. There we go. We can make sure it's locked into place, and easy as pie, it's in. And then to extend out from a train station and into a straight and maybe even a corner, I want to go over that real quick. All you have to do is get your right cap. You can use blueprint mode for this as well, or you can snap to the ground like this, either one. Just make sure it's all lined up there and click it into place. And something I want to let you know, if you want to go from a train station to a curve right away, you're not going to be able to do it directly into a curve. If you want to keep using these blueprints, you're going to have to extend it out by 3 foundations. So instead of using a 4 meter on the left side, we're going to use a 3 meter on the left side. And we can use blueprint mode for this as well. Just nudge it in. And then because we have the cap on the right side here, we only need a 2 meter blueprint, and instead of doing the right, we're going to use the left blueprint. Now I know it's named left and we're sticking on the right. It might be a little confusing to some people. The left is mirrored on a straightaway, so they're exactly the same. So I didn't feel the need of making 4 more blueprints for the same exact thing. So I hope that doesn't confuse you guys. So now that we're out 3 foundations here, we can now snap our corner blueprint or our turn blueprint, and we can again use blueprint mode here, but we can also just snap to the foundation down below us, and that looks lined up to me. We place that down, and this is where having the foundations below you is going to help you a lot. So when you grab another one of these, if you go into blueprint mode and try to snap to, it's going to want to snap directly in the center here, which most of the time is not an issue, but sometimes when you go and place the second half, it's going to snap a full foundation to the left. And you will run into this issue where you're supposed to be able to nudge 8 ticks in any direction, which is 1 full foundation. And because we place it 1 full foundation to the left side, we should be able to get it right onto the edge here. But for some reason, maybe it's just these blueprints or the game is having a bug right now, you can only nudge 7 notches over, which means we're 1 tick shy and it doesn't line up. So to avoid that annoying circumstance, we can easily just snap it to foundations down below. It doesn't even have to be perfect. We can just nudge it in a little bit there and you'll be all set to go. And then in regards to the rail system for this blueprint, if we grab out some rails and we take this blueprint like we normally would for a 90-degree turn, and it's 3 foundations by 3 foundations for a 90-degree turn. So this would be 1, 2, 3. So we'd come here and we do a straight. Then we just have to show up 3 foundations short here. So 1, 2, 3, which is the middle of this one, and we connect these. It does work, but you get some heavy clipping right here. And that's just how the train rails have to be done. But I found a little bit of a better option for you guys, so I'll just showcase that real quick for you. If we take our rails and we look at this foundation right here, and we go to this top corner, so this set of corners right here, we're going to go diagonal to each side by 1 foundation. So we're going to do the right side first. We're going to go diagonal 1 foundation right here. We're then going to go down the hall half a foundation right here, and we're going to go over 2 ticks. So if we grab out our rail and we're looking right here, we're going to go over 1, 2, and we're going to place a straight. This straight doesn't matter how long it's going to be. You can change it later, but now we have that snap point right there. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So again, we're going to go from this corner right here, go diagonal 1, and then we're going to go up half a foundation and over 2 ticks. Again, doesn't matter how long that straight is. All we're going to do now is come with one side, doesn't matter which side, and you're going to stop half or 1 tick before this little intersection again. It should be blue just like that. And you can pull from the other one and connect it. And now you shouldn't have any clipping. I think this will be a better option if you guys don't want to have to deal with your trains clipping, and then you can readjust these rails back to a straightaway if you wish, like so. And I think that kind of does it for this showcase here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave comments or feel free to join the Discord. There's always people chatting about different things we do, and you're totally welcome to come on stream and ask questions about anything we do here. I'll be more than happy to answer. Don't forget, if you want direct access to these blueprints right away, make sure to check out the Patreon, or if you become a Twitch subscriber or join a member on YouTube, you will get them early as well. I think that's it for me. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.
I'm slick with words, tongue sharp, you left in thirds. You pitching verbs, I knock it out, I'm flipping birds. While smoking herbs, I'm blocking out what often hurts. I'm moving herds, it's me, my family, money merge.